These are the 5 steps that every beginner live streamer needs to do to set up their OBS stream properly. And you're not going to want to miss the bonus one that can really take your live stream to the next level. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. Step 1, we want to make sure that we get all of our settings proper so that we can do a live stream. When you first open OBS, it's pretty daunting, but it's really simple once you get into it. The first thing you need to do is go into settings. There isn't anything here in general that you need to change. You want to click on stream on the left-hand side. Go ahead and select the service, YouTube Gaming. Then select the primary YouTube ingest server. For the stream key, you have to go over into YouTube, and here's where you're going to find the stream key. You just copy that stream key out from here and you paste it into OBS. Next, click output on the left-hand side. Your video bitrate should be around 6,000 bits per second. You can change this up and down, and I'm going to show you where it's listed once we go live so that you understand whether you're operating at a bitrate that's too fast or slow. But in all my live streaming days, I found that 6,000 seems to work out best for the type of internet connection that we generally have. Your audio bit rate is going to be set at 160, and that's fine. You want to go ahead and play around with your encoder preset. I like mine ultra fast. I don't have a super quick computer. Ultra fast obviously means that you're not going to get the perfect picture, but it's going to encode really fast, which shouldn't drag down the CPU on your system. You can play around with this setting to decide what's best for yours, and I'm going to show you where it gives you the CPU reading when you go live, so that you can see whether your bit rate and your encoding is working your computer too hard or not. Generally speaking, you want to keep your CPU under 50%. If you're planning to record your live stream, which can be difficult depending upon your equipment, and I wouldn't really recommend live streaming and recording your live stream at the same time, but if you choose to do so, you can change the quality of your recording right here, and of course, you can change the recording path to where the file is saved once your live stream is over. You could pop into audio and just verify that your sample rate is 44.1. Next, we go into video. Here you want to select your base canvas size. This should be the size of the video that you're getting from your webcam. At least that's the best way to do it because you're not going to stress your computer to have it set the same. The next thing you want to do is set your output. Your output should also be set at the base size of your camera, but here's the thing. This can change. If you notice that you're having live streaming problems and you're getting buffering and that sort of stuff, the output scaled resolution is where you might want to change that. If you lower this to 720, you're making it easier on your computer. The average live stream is usually 30 frames per second, and I wouldn't change this up unless there's a real reason why you want to. 30 frames per second is pretty much the standard. For step 2, we want to set up our first scene, and this is really simple. Just go click the plus button in the bottom left-hand corner of the scenes window. This will bring up a box, and you just want to name your scene, something that you're going to remember exactly what the purpose of this particular scene was. In this case, I'm going to call it tutorial. Step 3, we're going to want to set up our sources. These are the things that make up our scene. The first thing we want to do is add our camera. So click the little plus button in the bottom left-hand corner of the sources window, and select video capture device. In this case, we want to create a new one. Name that video capture device something you're going to remember. So webcam or DSLR or camera or however you want to name it. If you're going to use multiple cameras, you just want to make sure that each camera has a different name. You're going to be able to use these cameras throughout any of your scenes, so having a name that you're going to recognize is pretty important. Once you're finished naming your camera, click OK. Now you want to select your device. And assuming your device is plugged into your computer, it's as simple as just using this drop down and selecting which one you want. In my case, I have 3 different cameras, but we're going to use the Camlink camera for this one. Under preset, you want to make sure that this is the actual resolution that your camera is producing. It should be the same resolution as your canvas and your output if you're doing it right. In my case, I usually select high for this. I have a really good network connection, and sometimes I can actually stream at 4K. But if you are not capable of doing this, I wouldn't recommend it. Just select 1080 or even 720. Most people actually watch these live streams at 480 anyways. Once you finish selecting your preset, go ahead and click OK. Once you add your camera in, you could notice that maybe it's not the right size for your canvas. And this can happen. It can either be way too big or way too small. It's really simple to fix this problem. Just click on the screen anywhere and drag this around. Get it lined up with one of the corners, and then go ahead and drag the other corner to fill the screen or however you want it. The next thing we want to add to sources is our audio source. This is going to provide the sound for your live stream. Go down and click the little plus button at the bottom left-hand corner of the sources window and select Audio Input Capture. Name your audio input based on what it actually is. If it's your laptop microphone or an external microphone, or in my case, my camera provides the audio through an external microphone. So just name your microphone something you're going to recognize. I call it camera audio, then I click OK. And then here in device, go ahead and select the microphone that you want to use. Once you select the microphone, click OK. Now we have the first of the basic scenes set up. And this brings us to step 4. You want to go ahead and adjust your audio accordingly. You definitely don't want to be too loud, blowing out your audience eardrums. So speak on the microphone and make sure you get your levels so where you're not peaking a whole heck of a lot. And you can definitely adjust this later. Next, we want to go into advanced audio properties. Here you can see my camera audio microphone. The thing that's important here is the audio monitoring. This always defaults to monitor off. And what that means is when you're live streaming, you're not going to be able to listen to what the live streamer is hearing. If for some reason you want to listen to the audio of any source that you add to sources, you're going to have to change this up. You see, when I use the drop down here, we get 3 different options. Monitor off means you're never going to hear the audio that's coming out from your laptop or from headphones. The viewer will hear it, but you won't. Monitor only mute output means that you can hear it if you have headphones or through your laptop, but the audience will never hear it. Now, I just want to say for sure that you never want to have this playing through your laptop, because it will loop in through your microphone and it'll just cause all kinds of interference and noise, and you're going to get like a rotisserie of nasty audio. You definitely want to make sure that you have a pair of headphones you're going to use if you plan to monitor your live stream. The last one is monitor and output, and this is the setting that you would use if you want to monitor the audio that's coming from your live stream. So if you want to hear your own voice in your head while you're on the live stream, you want to hear what those live stream folks are hearing, monitor and output is the setting you want to use. Again, make sure that you use headphones, because you can't play it through your laptop speakers or your PC speakers. It will just loop back in through your microphone and cause all kinds of problems. You've been warned. Go ahead and set this up how you want it and then click close. And the last step is to go ahead and start your stream. Now, once you start your stream, you're going to notice down here in the bottom right-hand corner, it's going to give you the particulars of how your stream is running. On the far right, I have this green bar. That tells me my stream is good. The kilobytes per second is the bit rate that we set up. We set our bit rate at 6,000. It's obviously a little bit over that, which is why the stream is good. The next setting here is the CPU. You can see I'm running at about 51% at 30 frames per second. If I lowered it down, it could lower the CPU. Other ways that you can lower your CPU usage would be lowering your bit rate a little bit, adjusting the size of the output that you're trying to stream. But when you do this, you put a little more stress on the encoder, so you may want to change your canvas size down as well. Then it says live. This tells you how long you've actually been live. And dropped frames is the number of frames that it had to drop in order to live stream. And if you start seeing a lot of drop frames, it means something's wrong with your internet connection, or you're trying to stream more data than your connection can handle. If that's the case, then you need to lower the resolution of your stream. You need to change the bit rates. Those are the sort of things that you should be looking at when you test your live stream before you actually go live, just to be sure that you're not using too much CPU and you're not having a lot of dropped frames. That's the basic building blocks for OBS. You add more scenes on there and you can transition from different cameras or different images or maybe different screenshots. It's really that easy to set up. And here's the bonus. If you want to learn how to add some of these cool transitions to your scenes, they can really take your live stream to the next level. Check this video out right here. My name is Michael Feyrer Jr. and this channel is dedicated to hints, tips, and tricks for OBS and other cool software that can help you become a better YouTuber. If that's something you're into, you definitely want to subscribe to the channel and stick around. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and I'll see you in the next one.